We're welcoming Devon Hase today on a topic of equanimity, and I'll let her explain what that means here in just a moment. Just a few things before we get started. Next week will be the final full week of programming with the online programming with the Parkinson's Foundation. So next week we'll have our Mindfulness Mondays, our Wellness Wednesdays, and our Fitness Fridays. And then following that, we're taking a little break for the holidays. And per requested, you guys will get a New Year intention setting video pre-recorded from me that will be posted on our YouTube channel and also shared with you all who have registered for Mindfulness Mondays. Also, an opportunity to re-register for next year's sessions of Mindfulness Mondays through our webpage at parkinson.org/pdhealth. Our next live mindfulness session will be wrapping up the calendar year with Dr. Rush on December 11th. So this week we will be hosting a wonderfully fun and creative event on our Wellness Wednesdays. We will be exploring how to eat well and to feel well through the holidays. This is a virtual program where cooking will be involved. We'll explore how to maintain a healthy diet during the holiday season while effectively managing symptoms. And we'll also delve into the latest nutritional research related to Parkinson's disease. And I believe it's a dietitian who will be available to answer any questions you might have regarding Parkinson's and dietary choices. This is an especially special topic, as the dietitian is also a movement disorder specialist. So she wears two really big hats in her field of expertise. So really special to bring on Dr. Prasant for this event. So sign up at parkinson.org/pdhealth if you'd like to join us for this fun event. I'll be there. And our final webinar for veterans is next Thursday, December 14th. So if you're a veteran living with Parkinson's and are curious to learn more about environmental exposures in veterans with PD, you can join us for December 14th, and that link is on the slide there. If you have any questions about what I just addressed and we don't get through it towards the chat or towards the end, you can always reach out to our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO or email us at helpline@parkinson.org. And I'm going to stop capitalizing the time and jump into a mindful session with you all, facilitated by our dear Devon. Devon, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Krista. And thank you, everyone. I'm going to put you on gallery view so I can see you. So nice to see familiar faces, and also a very big welcome to those who are here for the first time, Ron included. I'm feeling a lot of appreciation and joy for our time together. We've been together once a month now for a whole year. And this is our last session with me and Nico for 2023. But happily, we'll be back with you in early February for another year in 2024. So as I give this little teaching today, I just want to invite you to really come into the present moment. Here you are on your screen interacting with your device, but there's a way we can stay grounded in the present moment, perhaps feeling somewhere in your body that feels somewhat pleasant or even neutral, like the breath. And also being aware of the quality of your heart, your mood, maybe, or your mind state as we're here gathering intentionally today. So it's wonderful to see in the chat everyone who's joining from all over the world. I'm here in Southern Oregon. This is my birthplace, so it's nice to be home. And I'm coming to you from a meadow up in the mountains. I'm back in our van using Starlink for Wi-Fi, and I've been off the grid for the last couple of weeks in my own meditation retreat here in the mountains. So it's been really snowy and rainy, and just rained for a few days all at once. All the snow melted, and now it's just very muddy up here, but we need the rain. So I'm very grateful to be able to connect to you from this place. And I know someone's in Brookings, Oregon, that's nearby, and wonderful. Someone's son lives in Klamath Falls. That's just a few miles over the mountains from me. So, today I want to share some reflections on this quality of equanimity. And equanimity is a word that we hear a lot in mindfulness training, but it's not so common in our day to day conversations, this word equanimity. So, other words that mean the same thing are balance and ease, could be equipoise. This quality of mind that we all have, but often we overlook. It's a kind of resiliency. Sometimes we say that equanimity is like finding your balance right in the middle of everything. And isn't it true? I mean, we are in the middle of a lot as human beings. There's our personal joys and sorrows, the ups and downs of just living in a physical body, right? All of the pleasures that we experience with a human body, and also all of the very real difficulty we have in these bodies. And then all it takes is, a little bit of news to know that the whole collective experience globally now is really stormy, literally and figuratively. There's a lot of complexity and difficulty in the world now. And so, this quality, this capacity to be with things as they are, is such a strength. It really is a kind of sustainability or resiliency that allows us not to check out. Equanimity isn't about being indifferent or apathetic, but it's this quality that can stay very engaged and also unmoved, right? A kind of unshakability that is then a very powerful place from which we can act and speak and move in the world. I would argue that any skillful action comes from this deep place of wisdom, of staying engaged, of course, with an open, caring heart, but in a way that we're not reactive. We're not getting swayed by all these winds. We're connected to who we are and our values. And it's a mind that can meet things with this, then knowing, okay, this is what to do. This is how I can care for myself in the moment from this place of balance. This is how I can care for the world in this moment from this place of balance. So, in the teachings, this quality of equanimity is often compared to the elements, the natural elements, the earth, the mountains, the trees, the ocean. We get this sense of stability, right? Steadiness. The earth is steady, even with all the storms moving across the valleys and the lakes. And one of my teachers and role models, Ruth King, who's a wonderful visionary and social justice activist, writer, speaker, she says this about equanimity. She says, equanimity, or this balance of mind, can feel internally like a great mountain, with the mind solid and stable, undisturbed by the changing seasons. Or it can be like the ocean, with the mind vast, deep, and immeasurable, undisturbed by whatever swims, floats, or is housed in its waters. Equanimity can be like a strong fire, roaring, engulfing, and transmuting, undisturbed by whatever is thrown into it. Or like immense space, open, allowing, and receiving, undisturbed by the objects that arise and pass away. So this can feel challenging. I'm going to name that. I think, especially when we're in bodies that are uncomfortable a lot of the time. We're so easily swayed by the vicissitudes of pain. And yet, when we tune into the quality of awareness, and this is what we've been doing all year, mindfulness itself can be with a body that's uncomfortable and be unmoved. like a great mountain. One of my Tibetan teachers, he says, we just look inside, even when things are difficult. And there's a quiet voice that says, I'm okay. I'm okay. And we were surprised. We're like, wait, what? I'm not okay. I'm in pain and I'm all stressed out and scared and sad. But that small voice says, yeah, and I'm okay. I'm okay. And I would argue that you've all had these moments of resiliency right when it's difficult. It's this fortitude, this ability to carry on, right? We think we can't, and then we grow and expand. So, not always easy, but definitely our birthright, our potential. This mind and heart is ability, it has this ability to meet with all of the ups and downs and remain like a great mountain. So, let's do a little bit of this equanimity meditation. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you so much, Krista. You can see in the chat this quote that I just read to you. It's right here, magically appearing. So in equanimity meditation, we often use some phrases. And I'm going to offer some of these phrases for you. And of course, this is always an invitation to make this personal to yourself. So we can try these. We'll try these together. And then I invite you to make up your own. Yeah. So these are just a few options. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my mind. May I be balanced. May I be at peace. And here's another set that I really like. May I rest in not knowing. May I find ease and stillness. And may I be equally near all things. Because when we have this stability, we are able to be close to experience a kind of intimacy with ourselves and the world. So, just do maybe 10-minute meditation, just briefly trying this out together. You can settle into your posture and finding a position in your body that feels really supported. If you're sitting, really feeling the support of your chair or cushion beneath you. Feel that contact of your body with the chair. And you can feel this innate dignity that we all have. Of course, our physical bodies are fallible and often breaking down quicker than we'd like. But there's this presence, you can call it mindfulness or awareness, that is inhabiting your body, that is so poised, so alert, so present, very dignified. This is what it means to be human. And it's not easy being a human being. But as we tune into this natural presence of mind, we can feel its innate steadiness. There is a stability like a mountain just here. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my mind. May I be balanced. Right here in the middle of everything, may I find balance. And may I find ease. May I be at peace. This quality of equanimity, it knows we can't control our bodies or our minds. We can't control external conditions. But we can find a kind of resiliency right here inside that knows how to be with things as they are. May I rest in not knowing. May I find ease in this moment. And may I be equally near all things. Feeling your body like a great mountain. And of course, the mountains know the winds and the storms and the changing of the seasons, but they remain very steady, very rooted. May I find balance. May I be at peace. Or perhaps this metaphor of the mind like space. Space is very much like awareness. There's room for everything in spacious awareness. There's room for pain and pleasure, for joy and sorrow. And when we bring this presence of mind, of heart, to the moment, we see, oh, this life is so rich. It's so layered with the ups and downs. Nothing stays the same. And yet, this mind like space can hold it all with great balance, great poise. May I rest in not knowing. May I find ease in stillness. And may I be equally near all things. Feeling the presence of mind, the presence of heart that is right here in your body in the moment. And it might say quietly, I'm okay. I'm okay, even though everything's all messy all around me. Might feel really messy inside too. But I can be with this just here in this moment. And perhaps steady myself with this presence, this mindfulness, this bodyfulness, just here. It's just like this right now. And of course, we might watch our minds try to solve problems, these thoughts that go out and start to plan or remember or control or fix. But in the background, there is this presence, this mindfulness, this knowing it is okay. It's already okay. Just this is okay. May I rest in not knowing. May I find ease in stillness. And may I be equally near all things. May I be at peace. Feeling the body like a mountain and the mind like space. And perhaps as we come to the end of this meditation practice, see how it is to set an aspiration or an intention for the rest of the day, the evening, wherever you are. Just to tune into this quiet voice inside that is okay, even when things are spinning and shaking all around us, maybe even inside us. This quiet knowing awareness that we can find a kind of safety in this presence without shying away or checking out this deeply connected heart and mind that can be with things as they are. It's just like this right now. Just to keep tapping into this presence, this balance as we move through the rest of the day or the evening. Oh, so maybe taking a deep breath or two, letting yourself transition out of the formal practice. If it feels right to stretch or move. I can see how this steadiness can continue even when we move and maybe look around, open the eyes. We can still have the same kind of balance in our presence, in our body. And it's so amazing how even through Zoom, I can feel that. I can feel this collective calm that we've created just in 10 minutes together. And it doesn't ever cease to amaze me, the power of this practice. So we have just a few minutes. I would love to hear how that was for you, questions you might have, reflections. I'm seeing some comments already. Phil is saying one might think along the lines of today's problems are tomorrow's memories. Yeah, this big perspective, equanimity takes the long view. It takes a very wide, vast view. So it can be with all of this changing ups and downs because it knows, oh, things change, right? I have found that applying mindfulness helps to control blood pressure. Absolutely, it does. And I think maybe this is one reason because it brings that kind of peace and this balance. Inside we've got all these stresses, the nervous system is activated often, we're anxious, blood pressure, all the things, all these systems that are on alert a lot of the time, just because of the world we live in. Equanimity and mindfulness awareness itself can help us regulate, right? Slows things down. And that has all of these benefits on all the different layers: physiological, psychosomatic, an emotional level, all the things. Yeah, it was a powerful practice. I like that you asked for calm in not knowing. I spin wheels and wanting to know everything. I can relax now, lol. Yes, Babs, me too. Don't we just want to know? We want to know everything. And so, equanimity, yeah, it helps us relax in the not knowing. It does. Oh, and John's saying that mindfulness helps with tremors too. This is interesting. Yeah, you all know much more about this than I do, but one definition of equanimity is in a world that's shaking, the mind, the heart remains unshakable. And I wonder about that, how it is to bring this quiet peace that's in the mind, even when the body is shaking, right? Not that it would mean we have to stop shaking. Equanimity doesn't mean we get totally calm and flat. It means we can greet whatever's happening with this unshakability of presence that can be with the tremors, that can be with the shake. So you might experiment with that, right? Sometimes we confuse balance for getting it all right, but no, equanimity knows messy, but it can be with it in a way that is unshaking. Yeah. Oh, Kathleen, thank you for this. I was grieving the loss of someone today. This gave me solace. Oh, I'm so happy to know that. And you can feel solace perhaps in our community here too, all of us practicing together. Yeah. So we're at our time, and this has been rich as always. I'm so grateful for each of you, for your practice, your bravery and courage and willingness to do this. A couple more chats. I have a cataract operation this Thursday and was feeling a little stressed. This session really eased the stress. I'm so glad, Jim. Wonderful. And good luck with your surgery. Yeah. Yeah. I hope that this practice can ease some of the stress. Yeah. Keep tuning in to that mind that's okay with things just as they are. All right, friends. Just a joy. And I'll see you in February. Yeah. February 5th. It'll be my birthday next time I see you. Yeah. Okay. Be well, everyone.
Thank you, Devon. Really appreciate your guidance and offering us a space to feel equanimity today. Devon and Nika will be joining us for the full calendar year of 2024 on the first Mondays of each month. Unfortunately, the first Monday of January is a holiday, so we will be skipping January with the Hases. And as she said, we'll be seeing them in February. So we'll see you guys next week with Dr. Rush. And until then, be well, be wild, and be present. We'll see you then.